Hello everyone, welcome to vlog number 48. It is Thursday, June 24th. Tomorrow, Friday, I have an event. And then Saturday, I have an event. And Sunday, I have an event. So this video, I think, is only going to be about Friday. And today, the setup. I'm gonna kind of go over some stuff, kind of overlapping with the last vlog because I'm filming it the same day. But I'm starting to pack up my van for the weekend, and I have some different ways I'm going to be doing this, so I kind of wanted to do that on a new vlog for the weekend. But I think this video is only going to be about the first event I have on Friday, and then it all depends on how much footage I get at all three events. I'm planning on each of them being a separate video, but I might combine two. So today might be, or this video might be Friday and Saturday, or the next one might be Saturday and Sunday. I'm not sure yet, but I think this one's going to be only Friday. That's what I'm planning on. Well, today too, as I said, Thursday, because I'm packing up my van. So I showed you this in the last vlog. I might show again in case you didn't see it, but I started playing with my new setup. I got my DIY thing kind of done. It's not exactly 100% done, but it's at least usable for this round of events. And I have 2 weeks-ish, a little bit less, until my next round of events, I believe. I might have to double check that, but I'm pretty sure. Otherwise, I might have the one that's on Tuesday, so it might be a week and a half. Going off memory, I thought it was like 2 weeks, but it might be a week and a half. Something like that. So I have some time after this because I'm off the week of July 4th, which is next week. So gonna be working more on this that week. So I will show you what's going on. Like I said, I wanted to kind of go over some of the setup differences I have. I mean, this isn't a big thing, but so my checkout stands, I have these bags for them. I have two because I've tried before trying to fit the whole thing of both of them into one bag. They don't quite fit, so I have to usually use the two separate bags. What I'm doing this time is I'm just going to take the tables separately, fold those up, and I'm putting all the other stuff like the shelves that go inside and the wrap that goes around it and the things that hold the shelves all in the same bag. So we're going to use one bag and then just the tables separately, because it'll make it easier, I think, with carrying and everything. I'm trying to make this as quick as possible because the set, I know this video is only about Friday, but the one's coming up this weekend. I think my husband might be helping me on Saturday, and like I've said before, that's a pro and a con because he does things his own way, and then especially because I have an event Sunday morning after my Saturday night, I don't know if I want him loading up my van before I use it on Sunday. So we're gonna see how that goes. But anyway, I think he's helping me on Saturday. But the other 2 days I'm by myself for sure. Friday and Sunday, possibly Saturday as well. So I'm trying to make this as efficient as possible. So like I said, what I'm doing is I'm gonna take all the stuff out of this bag, put it in that bag, and then just have one bag, and then those two tables separately, because it's easy to just grab those rather than trying to grab them out of the bag. It's fine when you're storing them for a long period of time, or you're only taking one or whatever. That's different. But since I'm taking both, I want to try to condense it into one bag and then the table separately. So that's one thing I changed. The rest of this, I'm gonna have to figure out how to fit it all in the van. I need to take apart my new shelf, which I'm gonna show you. But I need to take the things out that I took, you can't see right now. That big old pegboard thing. It's right there. It's hard to point on here. I have to bring it in further into the garage, but I took it out of my van because I'm not using it. And I don't plan on ever using it again at least outdoors. Maybe my indoor setups, but now it was already looking kind of bad, like the paint was peeling off. Now that it fell, the last event I was at, looks even worse. So yeah, but I might end up using those, taking them apart and using them in a different setup. We'll see about that. We'll see. But that's a whole other thing. We don't have to worry about that right now. But I took it out of my van. I need to put what I'm bringing with me in my van now, basically. I think I got everything out that I don't need. Because right now that's in there is I have my water weights for the tent. And I have a chair. I have my Visit Shrush Design sign, which is going to go right in front of that. The big pegboard thing that I'm going to show you. The new shelf. I got that in there. And I have my bricks always in there. I just put my big door hangers because they don't have like a good carrying case. I have to carry them separately. So I put those in my front seat. Those are ready. The rest of them, I have to get all my products ready. I'm actually working on the rest of this stuff first, and then I'll worry about the products and the checkout table stuff later tonight. But maybe I'll go over that with you, maybe not, I don't know. But that's what I have in there so far. Gotta put everything else back in. But let's show you the new setup if you didn't see the last video. Get you a little closer here. So one thing, I added holes to the bottom of all my sides. Because I've been having trouble with when it gets windy and they get all, I don't have them attached to the sides yet. I'm going to be also doing those better, but right now I don't have the time to finish everything. I just did the bottoms. So I have a way to attach these to the sides as well. I just haven't done that here. But the bottoms are attached, they're weighted down by the pole and then they're attached to each of the corners as well, or they will be. Right now it's just these two, but they will be when I actually use them. That's one thing I did, and then the other thing is I made this thing. This one side is a shelf and one side is pegboard attached, and it all comes out. I'm going to be taking it apart. In fact, you're going to see that, but it's all flat where I can take it portably, in a good way. Now to my events where it's not together like this, I can take it apart. Bring it and then put it back together at the events and then take it apart again, relatively quickly. And I have, one of the ways I have to do that is the pegboard is attached by little bolts and wing nuts. So I just screw them off, screw them back on. I don't know if you can see this shelf side. I'm gonna show you that side now. Oops. Here is the shelf side here. So these are just resting on little wood pieces that I attached to. It doesn't look very pretty, okay? But it's good enough. I attached them to the sides and then they're gonna hold the shelves like that. Now, the bottom one, what the heck? The bottom shelf, that's okay, it fits right here. I think. Okay. They're a little, they're not exactly straight because I didn't make my cut straight because I'm a beginner woodworker. But the bottom shelf is not attached to like extra wood that I put in. It's only resting on the bottom one of this that it came with, the sides. This, by the way, the sides are Ivar from IKEA. So I didn't build those, I bought those. But I modified them. But anyway, that's that there. I'm gonna take the shelves out. And eventually I'm probably gonna be painting all this as well. To be white. Or maybe navy blue if I want. We'll see. Those are my colors. Anyway, that's that. You can kind of see it now, but on the other side I have a magnetic pegboard. And I can put my magnets on, and that's just going to stay on here, on this side. So now I have to take out the pegboard, which, to be honest, I'm a little scared to do on my own, because it was hard putting it up. I'm probably going to have problems putting it up again, too. Make sure I take these and know where these are when I'm putting it back together. Put it right here for now. pegboard itself is kind of flimsy, so that's one of the reasons why I'm worried about keeping it on and off, trying not to break it. It'd be nice if I had something that was this height that could hold it for me. I don't know if I have anything that's exactly that height. Should have probably measured it when I was putting it on in a way that I could do that. I don't know if I'm gonna take it all the way off. Do I? Maybe. I can actually. It's not letting me. This is the part that's awkward. Ooh, yeah, okay. We're gonna have some trouble here. Do that, please. All right. Now, I might put this down on the ground. Not breaking things. See what I mean? I didn't break it. Good job. Okay. But that's what I mean. That's what I mean right there. I don't know where the other wing nut went. I have to find that. I do have extras too in case I need them. Have to figure out a way to do that better. Alright. Anyways, now it's taken apart. Scary. Alright, so now I got all the pieces, but they're separate. I wish I had more time to perfect the best way to do this, but I don't, so I have to wing it. But as you can see, I kind of got it, you know, where I can disassemble it myself, hopefully. Assemble it myself. I have to find something to kind of lean it on while I'm doing it, which could be the tent frame. As long as it's not like windy and, you know, moving around. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But anyway, so I got that down. Got to figure out a way to get the cargo net down where it's not gonna get all messed up. Good luck. That's my next project here. I don't know. We'll try this. Not gonna put this in because I think if I'm gonna fill this up like I want to, at least maybe for Saturday, Sunday. If I can't do it for tomorrow, because I do have some time Saturday morning before my event, so I can maybe do some stuff. So if I don't get this done, I'll bring it Saturday instead, hopefully. These. The other one I'm gonna fold it up still. Got these two under tablecloths and then my step ladder too. Everything in one bag, looks like I said. And I'm trying to figure out how to best put the rest of this in there, because the sides now, because they have a pole in them, are 10 feet. The sides of the pegboard shelf thing, I'm not even sure the correct height of it offhand, but they're pretty tall. I don't know if they're quite 10 feet, but they're also very long. They're probably going to go above everything else, go through my middle back seats. So the rest of it kind of has to go in first. The long pegboard, I'm a little worried about that. So I don't want it to snap in half. So that'll probably go on top of everything actually, even though it's not that long. These can go in there somewhere, maybe on the bottom. Probably. I'm debating on whether to put the tent in a case, because I've had it out the last couple of events just because I was lazy. But it makes it easier if I'm by myself to just fold it up and throw it in the car, you know? So I'm thinking probably not. Right. I need also stuff, a bag or something. So disorganized. So I got all my extra rings and screws in here, or bolts, or machine screws technically is what they are. I got the ones I used together, and they're going to be in this bag. So I got that set up. Hold on, my dad's texting me. I'll be right back. Alright, I had to charge my phone, so got everything else in here. All the long stuff is here, like my sides and my sides of my tent. Pegboard is on top, so it doesn't get messed up. Nothing's gonna go on top of here unless it's very light. I don't think I have anything that's very light that's gonna go on there, so nothing going on top of here because I don't want it to break. Although I still have to load my product and my checkout stuff, that's gonna go in the back seat and the front seat. So I don't have to worry about any of that. If I need to squeeze anything in, I can always do that underneath the pegboard if there's room. But this is my new packed car setup for now. Now I have to figure out what products I have bringing in, you know, packing in here. So that's the end of that. All right, everyone, I'm on my way to Cascade, Wisconsin at the SoLu Estate Winery and Meadery, I think it's called technically, the whole thing, for their farmers market / craft fair, their first one of 4 that I'm doing. So we're gonna see how this goes. Of course, people are driving like idiots. I left a little later than I wanted to. I do have to still stop for gas at some point on my way here, but I wanted to also know where I was going before I started filming, because I didn't have a chance to film beforehand. Like I said, I started late, so. Oh, there's a quick trip at the next exit. I might stop there. But anyway, I actually forgot what my financial goals are for today. I'll put them on the screen right now. But if I remember correctly, I think because the fee was only $12.50 for this event, technically, because you got, like, if you did all 4 of them, you got a little bit of a discount. So all 4 were $50 altogether. So each event then is $12.50. So I technically paid $12.50 for this one. So I should hopefully be able to get my money back. I made a few more signs than I had at my last event. but that's it. I mainly focused on getting my tent figured out, my tent set up, and my new shelf that I just made that I showed you earlier in the video. So I wanted to get more product done too, but I feel better because I'm more organized, like even all the like kind of back end kind of stuff. So I'll be back to talk about my goals when I'm done getting gas. Be right back. Alright, I'm back after getting gas. That was an experience. I don't think I ever want to get off on that exit again. That was something else. Anyway, alright. So I want to talk about my goals. Again, I don't remember exactly what they were, but I think it was 25, 50, 100 for my goals, like 3 goals that I have. My underachiever, I think, again, is just going to be to sell anything, which in most cases will get me at least my fee back. I mean, if someone buys 1 magnet, or even, I guess if people buy like 3 magnets, 3 for 10, that still technically wouldn't get my fee, but most things, if people buy 1 thing, I'll have my fee back, unless they buy a lot of magnets. But anyway, so I think that was my honorable mention goal. I know that's not the right phrase, I use it anyway. I don't know what else to say. Underachiever goal, consolation goal, kind of is what it is. Anyway, my overachiever goal, I don't remember the exact amount. It's 200 something, but it's to get, including this event, up to 0 for the year. It's possible. Actually, I kind of hope it doesn't happen, because if it does, I'm gonna have like way less product for my next 2 events, because I have 2 after this, Saturday and Sunday. So, and I do have a little bit of time where I can make a couple things tomorrow if I, push myself. I don't want to do that, but I could if I had to. And I wanted to get more prepared product-wise for this weekend. I just focused on my tent setup instead, like I said. So at least I got that squared away. But if I do my overachiever goal, I might be in trouble the rest of the weekend. But anyway, it would be good financially. But I mean, I still do custom work, so I could at least advertise my custom work if I like all out of product. I guess I used to do that. But anyway, that's it for goals. Like I said, I'll put it on the screen exactly what it was. I'll try to remember better tomorrow for my next vlog, my next event, what my goals are for that one. But that all depends on what I do today and what I have left. So we'll worry about that tomorrow. I am currently passing the building where I had my event in April, and I'm going to have another one in October and December. The West Bend, or the Washington County Conference Center. Passing it right now. Anyway, not much else to say, I don't think, before I start. Just, the one thing I did want to say, I think I figured out a way to see if it works. Because I was worried about putting the pegboard up on my new shelf on my own, and in the location I'm going to be and stuff like that. Because it was hard enough to do it when I put it together. I really hope I brought those bolts with me. I'm pretty sure I put them in my toolbox. I didn't double check before I left. Otherwise, I'm in trouble. Anyway, I won't be putting the pegboard up. It'll just be the shelf. That's fine. But it's not going to stay up very well if the pegboard's not up. Anyway, I'm pretty sure they're in there. It's too late to check anyway. And I didn't see them anywhere else. I'm pretty sure I did. Okay, anyway. I'll update you when I get there if they're not there or not. But I brought 2 clamps with me to clamp it on while I screw it in. And I think that'll help. Because otherwise I have to kind of hold it with my foot, and it's very long and it's very flimsy and I don't want it to break. So I think if I clamp it to the side in the position it's supposed to be in, and I have 2, you can clamp it on both sides, I should be able to screw it in either on the ground or standing up. We're going to see what works better. But I know I brought the clamps. I'm pretty sure I brought the screws. So we're going to see how that goes. Worst case scenario, I don't have that much stuff. I can hang it all on the grid wall if I have to. Won't be able to use my new shelf though. That would be sad. But anyway, I'm pretty sure I have all that. I didn't double check, so I was like, nope. So now I'm having one of those moments where I'm like, oh, I forgot that, didn't I? Because I didn't double check. But I'm pretty sure I remember specifically putting it in the toolbox yesterday. So again, if they weren't in there, I don't know where they would be, because I was looking, like, double checking kind of the area. I didn't check the toolbox like thoroughly when I put it in my van, but I was double checking the area where everything was, and I didn't see them when I was double checking that. So I don't know where they would be if they're not in the toolbox. I think I got them. One thing, because I think I mentioned earlier, I only brought one of my small tables that I'm using, the one I usually use in my info station. So, like I said earlier in the video, I was going to have one on my checkout area, like on the front, and one in my info station in the back. I'm not bringing the info station one because I don't have enough stuff. What it was is I don't have much to put on my shelves, my new shelf. So that's why I didn't bring it. So I'm going to put that stuff on my shelf instead, and not on its separate table. But I will have stuff hanging on the cargo net in the back. As long as I can get that up without, driving myself crazy. I did it yesterday, so I should be able to do it today. One more thing I want to talk about. Right before leaving, my event that I'm doing tomorrow, my night market that I'm doing tomorrow, they do a farmer's market during the day also, and they had cancellations. And they're like, hey, do you want to come to the farmer's market in the morning too? And I'm like, no, I'm already too busy this week. For a moment I was like, oh, maybe I should, and then I'm like, no, don't do that. No, you don't want to work tomorrow morning and night when you're already working today and the day after tomorrow. You don't want to do that. That's bad. Don't do that, Shannon. Plus, I don't have enough stuff. If I had more stuff, maybe. But I don't. So, maybe next time they do one of these, if they have cancellations for the farmer's market, I'll do it. Because I don't think, next time with that one, I don't think it's part of my 3-day thing. So, I might be able to swing that next time. But not this time. Not this time. Other than that, I don't think I have anything else to say before I get there. So, I guess that's it. I'm going to try to film setup, try to do a vlog. I did bring my camera. Everything's charged. We'll see how it goes, because they're going to have live music going on, which that doesn't matter as much for copyright because it's a different version of the song. It's not going to get recognized as copyright probably, but the music might be loud, so I might not be able to talk on camera. So we'll see how it goes. It's not going to be the full time I'm there anyway, so maybe we'll vlog before the live music starts. But I think that's it. So I will see you when we get there. All right, real quick. I didn't film the setup yet. I'm going to finish the rest and film it. Back in my car, move my car. I managed to get my shelf up alone. The clamps didn't help, but I used my bricks and I was able to do it that way. So just an update there, was able to do that. It is hot, setting up wise, because I was kind of worried about the weather and I thought it was going to be cold, so I didn't want to wear a dress. But I am like dying now, so probably should have. But I'm probably going to be cold later, so it's fine. All right, I will see you later on.
I need to go to Five Below and get one. Yeah. Some people at work have those too. It's like I have the one.
All right, I'm out of the event. So I don't have my notes with me. I took a few notes. it was overall slow. I did make a custom sale again today for $10. It was $8, and then he's like, well, are you gonna, like, how much you use it to ship it? I'm like, well, I'll do it for 10, you know, which is, but turns out he lives in West Dallas, which is right next to me, so I'm gonna see if he wants to either pick it up or I can drop it off, and then I'll give him his $2 back. But anyway, I'm counting the sale for $10 at my event, because that's technically what it was then. So I almost made my fee, because my fee was $12.50. So financial wise, so honorable mention goal it is. Not much else exciting. I did write a few things down, but nothing really like crazy. So they had live music, I think I said this, from 5:30 to 8:30, and then they also had, like, when we got there at some, I don't know when it started exactly, but it was around the time we got there, they were doing like yoga with dogs. So like they do all kinds of stuff on their property, and it's a very dog friendly property, and they have dogs at their place, and their dogs are just roaming around off the leash. Like everyone else's dogs have to be leashed, but their dogs are just roaming around. They're sniffing everything and whatnot. They were very well behaved, so I didn't have a problem with it. It's just, I found it kind of weird a little bit, but that was one of the things I know I wrote down in my notes. Roaming dogs. There was a lady who looked through my booth, and she was like, oh, do you do custom stuff too? And I'm like, because I thought she looked at the custom sign, and she asked me, like, do you do custom? Yes. And she's like, oh, well, I'm going to take one of your cards, you know? Okay. That wasn't my custom order. That was just a lady who took my card. We'll see if she follows me, if she च me, you know. We'll see about that. That's how that usually goes. I think the next thing that happened was the custom order. So this guy came up, and he's like, do you have anything that says, like, good vibes or like positive vibes or something like that? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, here's my dilemma, or I think that's the word used. Here's my, you know, my problem here. Like, he didn't go into detail about it, but he's like, my mother-in-law, like, and he's like, oh, and like, I need a sign like that for when she comes over, because she's apparently doesn't have good vibes. And I'm like, okay, I could do that. And he's like, well, like, does it matter? Like, I don't know. He's asking questions about like what size and whatnot. And I'm like, well, so I got up and I could probably do it on one of these 8x8 signs that are $8 if you want. And he's like, sure. So, basically that's what happened. And then I'm like, do you want to pay for it now? He's like, yes, I'll pay for it now. I'm like, okay, cool. And, you know, I asked him for his information, including his address, because he was saying, well, you're going to ship it, right? And I'm like, sure. So I wrote down his address, and I'm like, oh, that's like, I didn't say this to him in the moment. I should have, but I'm going to email him. I'm like, I live right next to you. Like, we're far away right now, but I live right next to you, like in the next city over. Like, I can just deliver it, or, you know, we can meet somewhere or whatever. And that way you can get it faster too. Like, you know, because he was kind of like, how long does it take and whatnot? And I'm like, well, for this, it shouldn't take too long, but I do have events this weekend that I'm kind of busy with, you know, so I might not get to it until like Monday. So I'm going to try to do it before then, but I want to ask him, you know, what he exactly wants it to say and stuff. So I'm going to email him tomorrow about it, and then maybe give him some sketches on good vibes or whatever, and maybe pick out a few more things that maybe it could say, like something positive or whatnot. So got another custom order. Apparently now people do that, apparently, because, you know, for the longest time they didn't. They were like the other lady who took my cards, like, is never going to talk to me. So, but he was like really stressed out, like, oh, I need this sign. I'm like, okay, sorry you got such a conundrum there. The only thing about doing custom orders is, like, now I have to do more work, you know? I mean, work on, like, a small sign, not work on, like, you know, like a mural or something like that. That'd be different. I would love to do that work. I mean, I love doing this work too. But it's kind of like now I have to add that to my schedule somewhere, and I'm like, oh, and I feel so rushed about it. But anyway, I wanted custom orders and I'm getting them, so I should stop complaining. But that was my only sale today. Like a lot of people, again, looking at my door hangers, and, oh, those are cute, and I have nowhere to put it, and, you know, that kind of stuff. Again, I wanted to have more products done for this weekend, but you know, I have a decent amount. It's just I wish I had more stuff, but it's fine for now. And there was another guy who came through my booth and was looking at my pictures, and he's like, "Oh, you do window painting?" He's like, "I was just talking about that." I don't know who he was talking to about. And he was like, "I don't ever see that anymore." And I'm like, what? I didn't say anything to him, but it's like now everyone's doing it. Like, you know, I thought it was a relatively new thing. I mean, I know there's like old sign painters and stuff who did it like back in the day, but like now people do it all the time. And he's like, "I don't see it anymore." I'm like, okay, strange. But anyway, that was another weird thing that happened. There was one other thing I wrote down. Now I'm trying to remember what it was. Like I said, overall, it was actually really, like, not slow, but like, I think I expected a little more people because I mean, I've never been to this place before, but it seemed like it was a little more happening, like on a Friday night with the live music and everything. And I enjoyed the live music, by the way. Oh, I know what I wrote down. Hold on, though. I gotta see where I'm going first. Okay. It reminded me when I started talking about the band, the other thing I wrote down on my notes. So, the band was like I don't know if they were married or not, but like a man and a woman together singing. They took turns. And the woman said something about the movie Song Sung Blue, which is a big deal here in Wisconsin lately, you know, because of the setting of the movie. You know, we have a movie about us, so it's a big thing. And I did watch it. I saw the movie. But it's, you know, if you haven't seen the movie, it's about a Neil Diamond cover duo, like a male-female, and, you know, they got married and stuff, and blah, blah, blah. Anyway, she was talking about the movie, and she's like, well, I wanted to do covers from the movie, but I'm like, can we cover a cover band? Like, who does that? I'm like, I know, right? Like, my vlog a couple of events ago, I'll put the number on the screen. It was the one at the Stonewood Village in Brookfield. I was talking about, because the singer there was covering Weird Al, and I thought that was weird. I'm like, he's doing a cover of a cover. Or like a parody. It's not really a cover, I guess. Like, who covers Weird Al? That's weird. That's weirding out Weird Al. That's just weird. So I thought it was funny because she's like, who does that? And I'm like, I know. So I wrote that in my notes. But other than that, I don't really remember anything significant. The setup, so it was 2 hours long, and I took pretty much the whole time. Like I was ready-ish by time, but I was kind of still doing a few things. Even my little pass through the booth when I post something on my social media didn't have everything quite set up, but most of it was set up. All my product was set up and stuff. I just was kind of doing all the other extra stuff later on. So I took a little longer than 2 hours. You know, it's the new shelf, and I think I said this when I parked my car. I was able to do it. When I took it down, however, I had a little bit of trouble. And, well, it's okay, because at first I thought I might have broke it and I might have had to, like, drill a new hole. But I didn't. Well, I did break it, but what actually happened was when I put it up sideways, because one of the sides of my pegboard is slightly longer than the other one. One of them is 4 foot, the other one's like 4 foot 2 inches or something. I don't know. I didn't measure exactly. And I put it up the wrong way with the long side up and down, which I didn't do last time. Or side to side. I don't remember which one it was. So when I ended up ripping the middle hole on one of the sides when I was taking it down, because I was clumsy and careless. I was trying to be careful, but I didn't succeed. So again, at first I thought, oh, I'm gonna have to drill a new hole now, you know. And actually, I think I just have to flip it to be the way I had it the first time. So, because I wasn't using that hole last time, I was using a different hole. So I can use a different hole now. And I can just kind of tape, because the piece was still there, it was still attached. It was just a little, like, bent a little bit, because it's flimsy. So I can just kind of tape that up to make it look a little better. And I think it'll be fine. But I was worried about that. And again, tomorrow I think my husband is helping me, so at least he'll be able to hold things while I put it up. Like, I don't have to do it myself. So that'll be good. I might start, as long as I can park my van. This time I could. I'm not sure about tomorrow. I think I'm gonna be able to park it where, like right where my spot is, I think. I don't know. Tomorrow is confusing. I'm not looking forward to it. But not good instructions, basically. But thinking if I can, whenever I'm at an event where I have my van there, I can use the van to prop up this shelf next to it and then just like walk it in afterwards. That might be kind of hard though, because it's kind of long. I don't know if I could do that, but I thought maybe I could. Well, I could probably put it on its back and slide it in and then lift it up. That's what I could probably do. Is this a quick trip? No. It's a sit-go. I don't want a sit-go. Anyway, so that was pretty much it. And I may have kind of got that on camera. Maybe you're seeing it. I think I was filming when it happened, maybe. But I don't know if the camera was really pointed at me at the time, so I don't know if it's actually on the footage or not. But you might be able to see me struggling with it when I'm talking now, or I might have more footage than I have talking, so I might have to put music in. But that's a problem for later, because this video is not coming out till Tuesday, after all my other events. So anyway, like I said, I think that's all I have to say pretty much. I'm gonna close out the video, but like I said, there's probably gonna be music after this. So I'm gonna say thank you for watching now, but if you want to see the rest of the setup or the takedown footage, including maybe where I messed up and, you know, almost broke things, kind of did break things, you can continue watching and listen to the music. But I'm done talking, so unless I forgot something and I put it in later. But I don't think I have anything I forgot. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which is about tomorrow, my other event. See you then. Well, hello everyone, this is Editing Shannon. I do have more I want to say, actually. First of all, this is the footage right here where things start going south. It doesn't actually look as bad as it felt in the moment. You'll see. Also, when my husband helped me on the next event, he helped me come up with a way to do it myself that's a little easier. So this isn't as much of a problem anymore. But here's me struggling, first of all, with this one. But I also have something else I remembered that I wanted to say about this event. So there was a lady next to me on the other side, not the one that you can see through my tent here, but on the other side, actually, yeah, see, this is where I was struggling. But I didn't quite break it. In fact, I didn't even have to tape it next time. But anyway, the woman next to me on the other side. So first of all, when I got there, like my tent was supposed to be the first one in line. And like the instructions were kind of like, when you get there, just start going around the circle. Like, it start basically where I was and then start going around. That's what the instructions were in the email. And first of all, when I got there, first of all, I know I said first of all before. First of all, there were people all over the place. Like, I was technically in the first spot even though I wasn't quite the first one there. But anyway, after I started setting up, this lady comes next to me and she's like, "Well, can I go next to you?" And I'm like, "Well, they said I was the first one. I don't know if you can go next to me. You'll have to ask, you know?" So she ended up going next to me. Whatever, I didn't care. I didn't have to be the first one. It just was kind of, you know, annoying. But anyway, so then she was next to me and it was her and her husband. And she came in and looked at the stuff in my booth at one point and she's like, what did she say exactly? I don't remember, but she was looking at like my door hangers and she's like, "Well, you don't use a Cricut to do this, do you? You're painting these?" And I'm like, "Yeah." Because her stuff was all kind of Cricut or stenciled. And then she looked at my like my signs, my little frame signs that I have, like except for these might be Cricut. I'm like, "No, they're painted too." And she's like, and she felt it and she's like, "Oh yeah, it is painted." But my point being, like I said, mine are unique. A lot of people do Cricut, like vinyl, or they stencil them. But the whole point is I do my lettering myself. Now I could do that with a Cricut. I used to do that when I first started. Like the stuff, for instance, that I made for my wedding was made with a Cricut, but I did my lettering myself. But now I primarily paint things. I do other ways as well, but not vinyl and Cricut. I just prefer not to. But like this lady was like in disbelief, like, "You did this without a Cricut? I can't believe it, you know?" Like, sorry. But anyway, that was the one thing that I forgot to say. So, but anyway, thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, which is about the next day, which I do have stuff to say about that too. See you then.